Is this right here too distracting that it's tracking my face? You see, the Osmo Pocket 3 came out recently, and I'm using the Osmo Pocket 2, so I'm looking for reasons as to not buy the new one. Firstly, I wouldn't want to buy the new one because your boy had a fat IRS payment. So make sure to buy my new book if you want to see the production value of this channel increase. Or just send me the camera. I have a PO box. So what I'm doing is that I'm exploring all the features that I don't use on this camera in the hopes that it would convince me not to want to get the other one. But this seems pretty distracting. As a matter of fact, it seems pretty annoying that it tracks me in this way. Prepare yourself, my friends. This episode has non-stop virginity. The other day I was thinking to myself, one card. What can I do with a single playing card? And this got me thinking, well, that entirely depends on how much I know. So for example, I could do a very conventional trick where the card disappears magically and it could reappear. Now that's based on the knowledge that I possess in order to be able to do the sleight of hand necessary to make that card vanish and reappear. But what else can I do with the card? Well, I could certainly tear it up into bits and make it whole again. And of course, you could play around with different ways to implement that if you choose to. I could also make you think of this card. I could also try to read your mind. And this little thought experiment taught me a very valuable lesson in thinking what it is that's possible with your existing knowledge base. But that, my friends, is a double-edged sword of never seeing a woman naked. Why? Because if I was just beginning in magic, I would be thinking in off-the-wall ways in order to do tricks with this particular card. I wouldn't be limited by the sleight of hand that I currently know. I wouldn't have limitations because I wouldn't know what to do, so I would have to come up with it. And that would potentially lead to some new innovations. So knowledge is a double-edged sword. I'm here thinking as to what I could potentially do with a single playing card. But I'm boxed in by what I already know. But it certainly acts as a reminder in terms of realizing how far you've come in this virgin journey. I could also apparently make the card float. Look at that. Look at that, boys. So it's just a dumb little thought that I had, but it's an interesting one nevertheless, and one that I thought I'd share with you guys. How much could you do with a single card? What can you do with a single card? Your answers are going to depend entirely on what you know, but your answers could depend entirely also on what you don't know. What can you do with a single playing card? Leave it down below so I could farm engagement. You should buy my new book, The Art of the Squeal. It's available now. You could pick it up in the link in the description section below, full of moves, ideas, tricks, tutorials. It's fun. There's a lot of essays in there as to my thoughts on magic. It's great. You should definitely pick it up, especially if you want the production value of this channel to increase. Because you see, I reinvest in the channel. I'm like Enron. I'm like Enron. I use the funds that I make from the channel to reinvest in the channel. Some advice at the end of the video. I recently pierced my own ear using some Amazon product, and I got this right here. This is piercing aftercare. I realized that all the stores don't have a spray version of it. They have one that just squirts water, like I'm some sort of porn star in a bukkake video, whereas this provides a fine mist. So you get way more bang for your buck, and you can get in there. I also recommend that if you do choose to pierce your own ear, you follow the instructions, and I didn't. I pressed it in my ear. You're supposed to push it, because when you push it, it doesn't really hurt. But when you press it, the needle goes through and you feel it there the entire way. I almost passed out when I did the second piercing in the same ear. So good advice there is to press it. Sorry, push it. Press it. I said what I said earlier.
I see you again. When 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 I see